كثيرا عن المغيرة بن شعبة رضي الله عنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا تسبوا الأموات فتؤذوا الأحياء أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام رواه الترمذي صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي رب زدني علما. My respected elders and brothers, the hadith that I recited in front of you is the hadith of Tirmidhi. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to the nearest meaning, La tasubbul amwata, do not talk evil about your dead. Those people who have left this world, even if they were bad, do not talk bad about them. Do not talk evil about them. Do not curse them. Fatu'zul ahya'a. If you do this, you will cause pain to the people who are still alive. If you do this, you will cause pain and taklif to the people who are still alive. तिरमिज़ी की रिवायत है, आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने फरमाया जिसका मफ़हूम है जो लोग इस दुनिया से चले गए उनकी बुराई मत करो, उनका बुराई के साथ तज़किरा मत करो, तुम अगर ऐसे करोगे तो तुम जिंदा को तकलीफ पहुंचाओगे. Another hadith of Abu Dawood, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Uzkuru mahasina mautakum. You should talk and discuss about the good actions or good a'mal of the people who have left this world, meaning whatever good they did while they were alive. And stay away, refrain an masawihim, and stay away from discussing or mentioning their sins or their shortcomings. Okay? So these two hadiths are more or less of the similar meaning. Now the question arises that to talk bad about someone, though he was bad, it's a fact, behind his back, while that person is alive, is considered ghiba, is considered backbiting. Okay, right? So it's understood we should not talk bad about someone, though that is part of his life, behind his back. So why did this hadith only mention the dead? It didn't mention the people who are alive. Or it should not be mentioned because we understand. So the answer to this, the muhaddithin, the masters of hadith say, the answer to this is talking bad, backbiting about a dead person is much intense and severe than backbiting about a person who is alive. Severe by many levels, intense by many levels. दूसरी हदीस अबू दाऊद का जिसका मफ़हूम है, आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने फरमाया जो लोग इस दुनिया से चले गए, आपके जो मैयत हैं उनकी अच्छी बातों का जिक्र करो और उनकी बुराइयों के जिक्र से अपने आप को बचाओ, उससे दूर रहो. सवाल ये उठता है कि ये बात तो समझ में आती है कि किसी की पीठ पीछे किसी की बुराई करना, चाहे उसके अंदर वो हकीकतन बुराई हो, इसको गीबत कहते हैं, इसको शरीयत ने हराम करार दिया है. तो सिर्फ मैयत का जिक्र इस हदीस में क्यों नहीं हुआ? जिंदों का भी होना चाहिए था या कुछ जिक्र करने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं थी? तो उलमा इस हदीस की तशरीह में फरमाते हैं मैयत की गीबत करना कई दर्जे बड़ा गुनाह है जिंदा की गीबत करने से. वाई, किस वजह से? First reason why it's a much intense sin as compared to backbiting regarding a person who is still alive. Because if you backbite by mistake or intentionally and you realize, you can go to that person and you can seek forgiveness from that person. Because seeking forgiveness is needed. It's huququl ibad. It's from amongst the rights of the humanity. If you break a right of Allah, you do tawbah, Allah will forgive you. You don't have to go and ask forgiveness from Imam Sahib or somebody else. But if you hurt someone, you take away the right of a human being, you make tawbah to Allah, Allah will not forgive you unless you seek forgiveness from that person also. If that person forgives, Allah will forgive you right away. So backbiting is from huququl ibad, the rights of the people. So you can seek forgiveness from the person who is alive, you cannot seek forgiveness from the person who is dead. That's why it is a much severe sin. पहली वजह कि ये जिंदा की भी गीबत से ज़्यादा बड़ा गुनाह है, वो वजह ये है आपसे गीबत हो गई, एहसास हो गया, जाके आपने उससे माफ़ी मांग ली, भाई मुझे माफ़ कर दो, मैंने तुम्हारी गीबत कर ली, अब एहसास हुआ, उसने आपको माफ़ कर दिया, अल्लाह पाक भी माफ़ कर देंगे. लेकिन मैयत से जाके कौन माफ़ी मांग सकता है? तो इसलिए ये उससे भी बड़ा गुनाह है. Second reason is, now that person has passed away for the last 3 days, 1 day, month, 2 months. As soon as he is in the grave, his decision has been made. Either Allah has forgiven him and sent him into Jannah, and his grave has become Jannah, or either it became a pit of hell, Allah is giving him punishment. It happens instantly. As soon as the people walk away from the grave, after the 3 questions, the decision is made. So now when me and you talk ill about that person, maybe Allah has forgiven those sins. So in other words, me and you are complaining to Allah that, oh Allah, you should not have forgiven his sins. Why have you forgiven? We are not saying this by our tongue, but by talking bad about that person, we are casting, na'uzubillah, a doubt on the decision of Allah that you should not have forgiven his sins. In the case if his sins are forgiven by Allah. That's why it's a much severe sin. These are all the things that I'm sharing with you are in the books of hadith. दूसरी वजह कि मैयत की गीबत जिंदा की गीबत से भी ज़्यादा शदीद गुनाह है. हो सकता है अल्लाह पाक ने उसके गुनाह माफ़ कर दिए हों, और अब मैं और आप उसकी बुराई करें तो गोया कि अमल से नहीं, ज़बान से नहीं, लेकिन हाल से हम अल्लाह पाक पे एतराज़ कर रहे हैं कि नाउज़ुबिल्लाह, या अल्लाह आपको तो माफ़ नहीं करना चाहिए था इसके गुनाह, आपने क्यों माफ़ कर दिए, मैं तो बुराई कर रहा हूँ इसकी. तो गोया कि अल्लाह की तकदीर पे शिकवा है अगर अल्लाह ने उसके गुनाह माफ़ कर दिए तो, इसलिए ये ज़्यादा बड़ा गुनाह है. The third thing that the ulama have mentioned is that there is part of this hadith, second part of this hadith. فَتُؤْذُ الْأَحْيَاءَ, if you backbite, you will cause pain to the living person. You talk bad about that person. If he is alive, you go and seek forgiveness. But if you talk bad about that person who has passed away, maybe that within that majlis, within that gathering, somebody hears it from his relatives or family members, or somebody conveys it to his relatives or family members that he or she was talking bad about your father, your son, your brother, your uncle, your whatever the case is. How would that living person feel that I have lost someone, and look at this person, he is talking bad about that person. So you are causing invalid pain and suffering to the people that are part of this family of the deceased. That is also considered a sin in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. जब हम किसी मैयत की बुराई करते हैं और उसकी बुराई अगर उसके रिश्तेदारों ने मजलिस में सुन ली या उन तक पहुंच गई कि मेरे वालिद, बेटे, भाई, बहन, मामू, चचा की बुराई फला ने की है, तो उनके दिल पे क्या गुजरेगी? तो उनको तो तकलीफ होगी, और ये बेजा तकलीफ है जिस पे जो है गुनाह हमें मिलेगा. तो ये हदीस का मफहूम है कि तुम मुर्दों की, जो लोग इस दुनिया से चले गए, उनकी बुराई मत करो, वरना तुम जिंदा को भी तकलीफ में डालोगे. Do not talk ill about the people who have passed away, otherwise you'll cause pain and suffering to the people who are still alive. Now the question arises, that person is a source of misguidance. I'm just giving an example. He wrote a book that misguides people, takes them away from Islam. Should we not mention this, that don't read this book? Or that person has usurped the right, taken away the right of someone, hasn't returned the money to someone, and that afflicted person comes and says, this is a witness, he took the money but did not return to me, he took my right. Now the witness says, no, the hadith says do not talk bad about that person, so I'm not a witness anymore. Is this allowed? No. These are the cases when there is no benefit of it. If there is a benefit that he has usurped the right of the opposite person, or he has done something wrong, then based on whatever is needed, we are not just allowed to say it, we should say it. Okay? So this way the right of the opposite person can be fulfilled and can be saved. Okay? If he has written bad in a book, now we know people might read his book. It's open in the markets. So those people whom we know, or we see the book with someone, or whatever the case, we see an opportunity, we let them know that stay away from this book. Certain chapters or certain things are not correct according to Quran and Hadith or what our methodology is. Do not say, oh, that person is bad, may he go in Jahannam because he wrote this book. No. Again, you are personally attacking him. You are only allowed to say that whatever he has written in the book specifically, this is wrong. This is not just allowed, we should say it. So these are the exclusive situations. Then it could be more examples. I'm just sharing one or two with you. That this hadith will not be implemented in that situation, otherwise we are not allowed to do. अगर उस शख्स ने कोई नुकसान पहुंचाया है, किसी का माल ले लिया, माल वापस नहीं किया, किसी के साथ ज्यादती की है, अब इंतकाल के बाद हुकूमत या पुलिस के सामने ये मौका आया है कि उस मजलूम का तदारुक कर दिया जाए, उसको माल लौटा दिया जाए रिश्तेदारों के जरिए से, एक कुछ कोई भी सूरत हो. अब जो गवाह है, जिसको पता है, वो इस हदीस की बुनियाद पे चुप हो जाए, नहीं मैं तो बुराई नहीं करूंगा उसकी, ये मतलब नहीं है हदीस का. अगर किसी का हक मारा गया है, किसी पे जुल्म हुआ है और आपके सच बोलने से उसके जुल्म का तदारुक हो जाएगा, उसके पैसे उसको वापस मिल जाएंगे, उसका फायदा होगा, तो उस हद तक बोलने की आपको इजाजत है. किसी ने कोई किताब लिखी खुदा ना खासा, उस किताब में गलत अकायद लिख दिए, गलत मसले दीन के लिख लिए, अब उस मुसन्निफ का इंतकाल हो गया, आया हमें ये इजाज़त है अगर किसी के सामने पास वो किताब देखें तो उसको बताएं बस इन जगहों का ख्याल रखो, उसने सही बात नहीं लिखी, कुरान और हदीस के ख़िलाफ़ है. बिल्कुल इजाज़त है, बताना चाहिए, लेकिन बताने के दो तरीके हैं. एक बताने का तरीका, ये मुसन्निफ जहन्नमी है, ये जहन्नम में जाएगा, इसने ऐसी किताब लिख दी, नहीं, ये बताने का तरीका नहीं है. अब आप उसकी किताब पे नहीं, उसकी ज़ात पे अटैक कर रहे हैं. शरीयत ज़ात पे अटैक करने की इजाज़त नहीं देती. आपको सिर्फ इतना बोलने की इजाज़त है कि ये किताब सही नहीं है, या इस किताब के अंदर ये चीज़ें सही नहीं हैं, आप इससे बचें. तो दीन इतना ख्याल रखता है कि किसी मुसलमान की इज्जत के ऊपर खराश ना आए. दिस इज हाउ मच दीन एम्फसाइजेस to protect the honor of each and every person who says La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Last hadith and we'll wrap up for today. And there's a hadith of Tabarani. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when a person passes away, Allah asks the angels, go down and see what his relatives, the people behind him, are talking regarding him. If they are talking good, I accept their testimony and I will put him into Jannah. तबरानी की रिवायत है, आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने फरमाया, जब किसी का इंतकाल होता है तो अल्लाह पाक फरिश्तों से पूछते हैं कि देखो उसके जो पसमानदगान हैं, लवाहिकीन हैं या लोग मौजूद हैं, वो उसके बारे में अच्छी बात कर रहे हैं या बुरी बात कर रहे हैं. अगर अच्छी बात कर रहे हैं तो मैं उनकी गवाही पर इसको जन्नत में दाखिल कर दूंगा. So if me and you can talk about the good things that a person did, and maybe this is the system of Allah, Allah is just giving us an opportunity to be part of this good effort. If Allah uses our testimony and sends him into Jannah, tomorrow somebody, when me and you will leave this world, and we would need the intercession and the mercy of Allah, maybe on the intercession of the people who are alive after me and you, based on their intercession, Allah will allow me and you to also go into Jannah. So what's wrong if we can cause some benefit to a person who has passed away and is really in need of benefit? Whatever was said and heard, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the understanding of these things. Ameen. Brother requested inshallah to please stand up. Even if you have prayed the sunnah, please stand up, complete the lines in front of you, shoulder to shoulder, fill in the gaps, and then inshallah we can start the sunnah. वे अपने आगे की सफ़ों को पहले पुर कर लें, कंधों से मिला के दाएं बाएं देख लें, सफ़ पूरी हो जाए तो फिर सुन्नतों की नीयत बांध लें. The brothers on the second floor also inshallah please move up. Don't start your sunnah unless the lines in front of you are complete. दूसरे फ्लोर वाले हजरात भी सुन्नतें शुरू करने से पहले आगे की सफ़ों को पुर कर लें. जज़ाकल्लाह.